went to University of California for undergrad. That's where I met one of my closest friends, a guy named Ethan. His real name is actually Wei, but when we met freshman year, he introduced himself using his American name, and it just stuck. He's originally from Hong Kong and came to the US to study computer science. Easily one of the smartest people I know. After graduation, we ended up in different places. I moved to New York for work, and he went back to Hong Kong for his job. We're both in our late 20s now, doing pretty well career-wise, both single. We still try to see each other once or twice a year. Either he visits me or I fly to Asia. I know that's a privilege, and I don't take it lightly. This happened last New Year's Eve, and I still think about it all the time. For context, Hong Kong is 13 hours ahead of New York, so when it's midnight there, it's only 11 a.m. on December 31st in NYC. Ethan celebrates both Western New Year and Chinese New Year, so he was out partying that night just earlier than me. I spent New Year's Eve with my two closest friends in the city, Jake and Noah. We started drinking at Jake's apartment, then headed to a rooftop party in Williamsburg that one of Noah's coworkers invited us to. It was actually pretty fun and surprisingly upscale for Brooklyn. Around 11:30, I noticed a girl standing alone near the bar. I walked up, introduced myself, and we instantly clicked. She had this energy I can't really explain. Super easy to talk to, funny, just very present. We talked for maybe 5 minutes before she grabbed my hand and pulled me onto the dance floor. Her name was Maya, pronounced Maya. I remember asking her to repeat it because it was kind of unique. She laughed and said people usually mispronounce it. She even took a pen and wrote it on my hand so I wouldn't forget. Things moved fast after that. We danced, talked more, and kissed when the clock hit midnight. Around 12:30, she asked if I wanted to get out of there. We grabbed an Uber back to my place in the East Village. I'll skip the details, but it was a great night. Afterward, we stayed up talking for a while, and I learned a lot about her. Here's what I remember. She was originally from San Diego. She was a painter and used to do graffiti and murals before switching to more traditional art. Her middle name was Lena, which was also the name of one of her cats. The other cat was named Rocket. Her birthday was April 28th. Her childhood best friend was from a tiny town in Germany. Her dad worked as a patent lawyer. Random details, I know, but they matter later. At one point, she said her clothes smelled like the bar, so I threw them in the wash for her. I lent her one of my t-shirts to sleep in. We fell asleep not long after. When I woke up the next morning, she was gone. At first, I didn't think much of it. People leave early after hookups, it happens. I figured she slipped out quietly, but then I noticed something that didn't make sense. My apartment door was still locked. It's the kind of lock that can only be locked from the outside with a key. It doesn't auto-lock. That meant either she somehow locked it without a key, or she never left at all. Both were impossible. I checked the whole apartment. The small, one-bedroom, one-bathroom, living room, tiny kitchen. No second exit. The windows barely open. I even checked the closet, which felt stupid, but I was starting to freak out. Her clothes were gone from the dryer. The t-shirt I lent her was gone too. So she was definitely real. She definitely stayed over, but she was just gone. I also realized I never got her number. No Instagram. Nothing. Later that afternoon, I randomly felt this strong urge to call Ethan. I can't explain why. It just hit me. We caught up, talked about work, then about our New Year's celebrations. He seemed kind of down, so I asked what was up. He said he met a girl the night before. They hit it off, went back to his place, and she left in the morning without saying goodbye. No contact info. He was pretty bummed. I laughed and told him the exact same thing happened to me. Then he said her name was Maya. I got chills. I asked him to describe her. Every detail matched. San Diego. Painter. Used to do graffiti. Birthday April 28th. I cut him off and asked if she had a cat named Lena. He went quiet, then said yes. We spent the next 15 minutes listing every detail we could remember. Everything lined up. And then he showed me photos. It was the same girl. Here's the part that makes it impossible. Ethan met her around 11 p.m. on December 31st in Hong Kong. I met her around 11:30 p.m. on December 31st in New York. A flight between those cities takes at least 15 hours. There was no way she could have been in both places. We still don't have answers. We've talked about it so many times, and nothing makes sense. Neither of us ever saw her again. What messes with me the most is how real it all felt. She wasn't a hallucination. She talked to me for hours. She slept in my bed. And then she vanished from a locked apartment. New Year's Eve is coming up again, and instead of this feeling fading, it feels worse. I honestly don't know what happened that night. And yeah, I know it sounds crazy, but I don't have a better explanation.